Ministry never quit. I was trying to do better. July 2020 in the mountains of Tennessee.
Lay the old man down. 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 Lay the old man down.
I was under pressure. Ministry never quit. I was trying to do better. July 2020 in the mountains of Tennessee.
To the Father, rise and shine, the kingdom on our mind, redeeming the time, the days are evil, the body of believers, we rise for the truth, preach it from the booth, scream it from the roof, share it in the group, reprove and rebuke, gird up in truth, Kwam Yasharala, Yahuwah is our Abba, Satan can't stop us, we sending up a shout, got a rod in our mouth, we connected to the host, Yahuwah's Abba, Yahuwah's Abba.
Israel, it's our time to rise. Hallelujah. I need a second witness. Let's go. I call heaven and earth to record this moment in time, that we, the chosen people of Yah, have aligned with the divine. The only thing on our mind is absolute repentance. Our identity has come to our remembrance, and the remedy for this painful sentence, serving an enemy who's cruel and relentless. They gotta reap what they sow, so Dawid is praying for vengeance. Break their teeth, oh Yah, let their power dissolve and shrink. They shed the blood of the saints, now give them blood to drink. This ship's about to sink, Israel, we on the brink of an exodus. Don't mess with us, don't give a damn what you think.
Yeah, yeah.
Kwam Yasharala. Shalom, shalom to the brethren. What up to everybody else? As always, we give all praises to the Most High Yah. Thanks to His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. This is the Script Talk Podcast with Yah. B. Lou. We in this thing, man. Considering the Most High Yah, giving them reverence. Trying to bring understanding to the people about the scriptures. Trying to consider our ways, consider our actions, and consider what the Most High Yah says in His Word about our ways and about our actions. Speaking about our ancestors, but we are in many ways like our ancestors, if not worse, in some ways, strictly just of not knowing or not considering, and being in such a place where there's a lot of destruction, a lot of lies, deceit, wickedness, spiritual wickedness going on. And it's important to use the scriptures to learn about these things and to learn what to do. That's really what the scriptures are for. Things written aforetime was written for our learning. You know, we need to learn what to do, what not to do, how to do. So that's what we hope to do in this. So let's get right on into it. Today we're going to be reading the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4. Jeremiah is a book where the Most High made a lot of pleas with his people. It's a book where he put into understanding a lot of his emotions concerning his people. He compared his people to a wife who cheated on her lover, and who cheated with many other lovers, not just one, but many, and who cheated not just, stepping out on her husband, but doing vile acts with these other lovers. Like, just the worst thing that you could imagine she did to him, and how he endured that, and how he hobbs her so much that if she would repent from the things she's done and stop doing the things she's done, that she would that he would take her back, even after everything that she's done. If she changed, he would take her back. And that just spoke volumes to me about who we serve and what kind of a mind he has towards his people, that he just wants them to do right. So let's get into a portion of this, Jeremiah chapter 4. And we're just going to read one chapter. Okay. If you return, O Yasharal, says the Most High, if you return to me, if you remove your abominations from my presence and do not waver, and if you swear as the Most High lives in truth, in justice, and in uprightness, the nations shall be Baruch, shall be gifted by him, and by him they shall boast. For thus says the Most High to the people of Yehuda and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. 1 second, I need to make this small. Okay. To the inhabitants of Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground and do not sow among thorns. Circumcise yourselves to the Most High. Remove the foreskin of your hearts, O people of Yehuda and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, or else my wrath will go forth like fire and burn with no one to quench it because of the evil of your doings. Paul stated about the circumcision of the heart, right? Because it's law to circumcise your flesh. And it was people that put more emphasis on that than they did about the actual deeds and the actual character traits in which the law is meant to produce. I find myself getting in these same kind of discussions lately, trying to exhort the circumcision of the heart over the flesh, right? And it says it here plainly. Every time I've seen that the Most High speaks to his people, he's exhorting characteristics to them. He's not bringing up certain things ceremonially, right? He said, circumcise yourselves to the Most High. Remove the foreskin of your hearts That's a hardness. That's the extra. That's the sin. That's the wickedness. That's the hard-headedness, disobedience. He's saying take that, remove that, cut that off, separate yourself from that. O people of Yehuda and inhabitants of Jerusalem, or else my wrath will go forth like fire. He's saying it's a consequence to this. If you don't do this, he's pleading with his people to change so he don't have to punish them. And, as he's doing to this day, he's still doing it. That's why his word is going forth. And some will hear and some will not hear, just like some heard this and some didn't hear it. Or else my wrath will go forth like fire, and no one to quench it, because of the evil of your doings. Declare in Yehuda, and proclaim in Jerusalem, and say, blow the trumpet through the land. Shout aloud and say, gather together, and let us go into the fortified cities. That means it's a war coming, brothers and sisters. Raise a standard toward Zion. Flee for safety. Do not delay, for I am bringing evil from the north and a great destruction. As he pleaded, he also told about, what's going to happen, because the people are hard-headed. The people are stiff-necked. And the people they just won't act right without being punished for it. That's why he said in the land of their captivities, they will bethink themselves. They will consider, after they punished, just like as a kid, you're running around, you're doing stuff your parents tell you don't do, and then you end up getting a spanking for it. Then you have to sit and realize, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So the next time you get the opportunity to do what you shouldn't have done, you say, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get another whooping. That's pretty much the mindset of this whole thing. So he's telling them about the whipping that's coming. Raise a standard towards Zion. Flee for safety. Do not delay, for I am bringing evil from the north and a great destruction. A lion has gone up from its thicket. A destroyer of nations has set out. He has gone out from his place to make your land a waste. Your cities will be ruins without inhabitant. Because of this, put on sackcloth, lament and wail. The fierce anger of the Most High has not turned away from us. But see, why hasn't it turned away, though? That's why we have to ask ourselves. It's like, why are we being punished? Why are we going through this? Why has this happened to me? It hasn't happened for no reason. It either has happened it's always for our good, even any kind of punishment, because if you aren't destroyed from it, then that means you can grow from it, you can build from it. But the question is why? Have I done something wrong? Have I offended the Creator? So that's what they should consider here. The fierce anger of the Most High has not turned away from us. But why? On that day, says the Most High, courage shall fail the king and the officials. The priests shall be appalled and the prophets astounded. Then I said, Most High, how utterly have you deceived this people and Jerusalem, saying, it shall be well with you, even while the sword is at the throat. At that time it will be said. But see, I don't know why he said that, because the Most High has always promised punishment for going against his word. He's always promised it. But I think he might be saying, because his prophecy is about things being well, but he's describing such a punishment that Jeremiah can't see how it's going to be well after this. If you're bringing this kind of punishment, how are we going to make it? But the Most High always promised to save those, because all aren't wicked. All aren't gone astray. There will be a people who will change, who will do right. So for them, it's going to be well. The Most High never lies. We might not see it how it actually is due to emotion, due to lack of understanding, but his word is always true. But here we have Jeremiah just getting a vision of the destruction, and he don't see how possibly we could survive that. But it's only through the power and the kindness and the favor of the Most High Yah that we were able to. At that time, it will be said to this people and Jerusalem, a hot wind comes from me out of the bare heights and in the desert toward my people, toward my poor people, not to winnow or cleanse, a wind too strong for that. Now it is I who speak in judgment against them. Jeremiah. Look, he comes up like clouds, his chariots like the whirlwind, his horses are swifter than eagles. Woe to us, for we are ruined. O Jerusalem, wash your heart, cleanse your weak. It's always a pleading, man. That's why I be trying to, like, point people out. He's not saying, oh, Jerusalem, keep the feast days and put fringes on. Although, it's some righteousness in that, but it does no good if you haven't done these things as well, right? What did Yahusha say? What he said? You ought not to leave these things undone. O Jerusalem, wash your heart. Wash your heart clean of wickedness, so that you may be saved. You know what they tell you? You can't be saved if you don't do it. How long shall your evil schemes lodge within you? For a voice declares from Dan and proclaims disaster from Mount Ephraim. Tell the nations, here they are, proclaimed against Jerusalem. Besiegers come from a distant land. They shout against the cities of Yehudah. They have closed in around her like watchers of a field, because she had. See, they always tell you why. You won't. If a person act like they don't know why destruction is happening to them, it's because they're not paying attention. Because he always tell you why. They have closed in around her like watchers of the field, because she has rebelled against me, says the Most High. Your ways and your doings have brought this upon you. This is your doom. How bitter it is. It has reached your very heart. That very heart that you didn't circumcise. That he asked you to circumcise. Of wickedness. People get into a lot of activities these days. But this is a great enough task that can last you a lifetime. Thinking things are right or okay, but then finding out they're not, and being grieved with the process of changing. You ain't got time for a bunch of other stuff. That's going to be enough work for you. And it's your duty to search it out, because your salvation lies upon it. These are the things to focus on. Are we wicked? Are we doing wrongly? Can we do better? How can we do better? In what ways can we do better? And oftentimes, what I've learned is that the thing you shouldn't be doing the most is the hardest thing it is for you to give up. It just tends to work like that. And each individual person have different things, because what's hard for one person might not be hard for somebody else. But if it was easy to give up, then everybody would be in the kingdom. It wouldn't be only a remnant. It wouldn't be only a fraction of the people. So it won't be easy. But the righteous going to endure. You got to endure that hardship of circumcising the flesh of wickedness. You have to endure that till the end. You can't do it for a little while, then quit, then start back, then do it for a little while more, then quit and start back. No, you got to keep it going. Constant persistence. My anguish, writhe in pain. Oh, the walls of my heart. My heart is beating wildly. I cannot keep sleep, for I hear the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. Disaster overtakes disaster. The whole land is laid waste. Suddenly my tents are destroyed, my curtains in a move. This is the vision he saw. That's why he like in the earlier verse, so he was like, you have deceived this people, you know, because he don't understand how can the people survive this. Because it was bad, you know. After this came the Greeks, and you know, you read about Maccabees, how they came and made people eat the sacrifices and tortured them in front of everybody and all that. Then the Romans came and did their thing, and like it was just destruction after destruction. And he saw this, and it's like, how do people survive that? If it had not been for the Most High, we surely would have been destroyed completely. How long must I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people are foolish. They do not know me. They are stupid children that have no understanding. They are skilled in doing evil, but do not know how to do to. I looked on the earth, and lo, it was waste and void, and to the heavens or Shamayim, and they had no light. I looked on the mountains, and lo, they were quaking, and all the hills moved to and fro. I looked, and lo, there was no one at all, and all the birds of the air had fled. I looked, and lo, the fruitful land was a desert, and all the cities were laid in ruins before the Most High, before his fierce anger. For thus says the Most High, the whole land shall be a desolation, yet I will not make a full end. Because of this, the earth shall mourn, and the heavens above grow dark. For I have spoken, I have purposed, I have not relented, nor will I turn back. He said, I said it, and that's what it is. And that's the bottom line, because the Most High said so. At the noise of horsemen and archer, every town takes to flight. They enter thickets. They climb among rocks, and all the towns are forsaken, and no one lives in them. And you, O desolate one, what do you mean that you dress in crimson, that you deck yourself with ornaments of gold, that you enlarge your eyes with paint? In vain you beautify yourself. Your lovers despise you. They seek your life. For I heard a cry as of a woman in labor, anguish as of one bringing forth her first child, the cry of daughter Zion, gasping for breath, stretching out her hand. Woe is me, I am fainting before killers. The bitter pill of our own chewing, brothers and sisters, of our own chewing. So as we see, the Most High Yah, gives warning, implores the people to do righteously, and they still do their own thing, and they end up being punished for it. As we know, that prophecy came before many other prophecies. Because if I'm not mistaken, Jeremiah was during the time of Babylonia and all that, right? So no, as a matter of fact, later on is the Chaldeans came, right? The Chaldeans came. The Most High, even then, with the Chaldeans, he told the people, submit to the Chaldeans, okay? Submit to the Chaldeans, everything is going to be well with you. He told the king, submit to the Chaldeans, it's going to be fine. I ain't going to kill you. The king like, nah, I ain't submitting to no Chaldeans, because he was worried about what the people going to say. So he got killed. His wives got raped and traded off between each other. His sons got killed, all because he wouldn't listen. All right. And this is to the honor and esteem of the Most High Yah. He offers the chance for peace, and he gives the people an opportunity to do right. So this time, brothers and sisters, that he's giving you to do right, that he's using myself and others to bring certain words to you, imploring you to live righteously. Because if you don't, destruction is sure to come. And that's all I got for you today. All praise to the Most High Yah. This has been Yag Belu with the Script Talk Podcast. And as always, 12 tribes, one nation. Hallelujah.